All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Truth, Tall Tales, and Whiskey. Our boy Steven brought in Mayo, who just so happens to be Mr. Charley Crockett's drummer, correct?
That's right. That's right.
Hell yeah. So,
think so.
how y'all doing tonight?
Doing good, man.
Great,
Doing
brother.
good.
Thanks for having us.
Check, make sure you wasn't fired.
Right, exactly. Never know.
I was his drummer till right now.
Right.
Yeah. Until this interview started.
He said, you did an interview with those guys? You're gone.
No, man.
But how y'all doing tonight?
Good,
Great,
man.
great.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a random kind of thing that we're having. This is cool.
Yeah.
So, Mayo, how'd you get started with this?
Through Steven, man. Been knowing Steven for a few months now,
Yeah.
and he mentioned you guys, and we YouTubed you guys at a rehearsal the other day. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave his blessing to be on the podcast the other day at his house. So
Hell
we watched a little bit of each, 2 or 3 episodes, and he's like, "All right, I'll go."
Oh, hell yeah.
No, yeah.
It don't
That's
take
good. You picked the best 2 or 3 didn't you?
Yeah, we did for sure. Yeah.
Luck
Not
of the
the-
draw, baby. Luck of the draw.
Not the shit show.
Yeah, no, I met Mayo, I guess a year ago or so, something like that, at the FOE, the Fraternal Order of Eagles in Dallas. And I was wearing a Charley Crockett shirt, had no idea who he was. Playing my first time playing originals ever in front of anyone. He happened to be out in the crowd, and the guy that ran the open mic was like, "Hey, go up there and play with him." So he played 2 songs with me. I come off stage, and the host comes over. He goes, "That's Charley Crockett's drummer." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, blew my mind. And anyway, so we're from the same neighborhood. He's 10 years younger than me, but yeah, we're from the same area. And yeah, man, just click.
Yeah.
Where's that? Where are you from?
From Garland, Texas. Yeah.
So how did you get your start in music?
Man, that's a great question. So I started in Garland as a drummer. So I had some friends I met in high school. It was the rocker dudes or whatever. So it was 2 brothers. One played bass, one played guitar. Had another friend that was also a guitar player. And we had a singer, but we never knew a drummer ever. So eventually I started, beating on stuff around the house or whatever, and then got a drum set and then played drums for a few years, went to college for a couple years, played drums for a few more years, and then I took a hiatus from music for, almost 20 years. And then when the pandemic started, that's when I started playing guitar. I had a guitar that I bought 8 years before the pandemic started, let a buddy borrow it so his son could learn how to play guitar. And I got it back from him and just started playing during the pandemic. I had nothing better to do. Someone told me if you don't learn a new skill with all this extra time you have, then you kind of fucked it all up, So I was like, all right, cool. So, Yeah, horrible at guitar for a long time. Eventually got a little bit better. And a year or so into it, I was like, this is cool, but just strumming chords isn't cool enough for me to keep doing it. So, started writing songs, started trying to sing, took some vocal lessons for a little while, and here we are now.
You got a good friend that told you should do that during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that I liked about you and where immediately, I dug what you were doing is you would always show up, and I met Steven through open mic night.
That's where I met him, open mic at Sweetwater Grill.
All you guys, yeah.
And so, man, you meet some really cool people around here through these open mic nights. But
It's badass.
But Steven would show up, and he would be like, "Hey, man, do you mind if I just do all originals?" Like, hell yeah, please.
Tired of hearing
So
covers.
it was.
Well, it was one of those-
Please play an original.
It was one of those things for me. I was playing covers a lot when I first started playing, just to try to get used to playing in front of people and things like that. And after a while, I was like, man, I can't hear Something in the Orange one more time or whatever. I'm just picking on that song, but there's so many songs like that. I was like, I'd rather just go up here and either eat shit with my song or do great with my song or do okay with it, but slowly over time get better with them. And I think I have
the best
15.
thing.
I like 15 original songs now that I play out.
badass.
It's the coolest thing, man, because that's the thing. It felt like you were just telling a story, and to me, that's what resonated with me and what made me really like it. Is it's
Right.
the way that you write songs is kind of how you talk to somebody, which is, I think, very cool and signature to you.
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals where it's I wish I would have started before I was 41 years old to start playing guitar and doing all the things. Because it's kind of weird when I go out places. I'm in my mid 40s. I've only been playing for a couple years, and there's people like Oakley that's 14 years old that can
and just
kill it on guitar. So that was weird for a while, but after a while, you just have to kind of just believe in yourself and believe what you're doing. And if that was me. It was I'm a songwriter. I could play songs about love and sunsets and sunrise or whatever, but I want to write about real shit. I've lived a life, and I have a lot of stuff that I've went through and witnessed and things like that. So some of the stuff's about me, some of it's kind of made up, some of it's kind of a mix of it all to protect the innocent or the guilty sometimes too. So yeah, I try to write real shit, and hopefully people like it.
Man, that's what I respect about you so much, though, brother. It's like we're all on our music journey, and we're all up there telling our own story, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all about the songs.
Right.
And that's something that whenever I think of Steven, that's what I like classify you as. It's all about the songs.
Yeah, man.
So,
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So you started songwriting in 2020, or were you a songwriter before?
No, I was never a songwriter before. Yeah, I started playing guitar in 2020, and like late 2021, I went to a songwriter workshop at Jason Eady's house. Courtney Patton, they used to be married, and Jamie Lynn Wilson was there as well. So it was like a Friday through Sunday thing where you like learn how to be a songwriter.
Just casually name dropping over here.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what it was. Yeah, I know. But that's who it was. You know, like they had a thing where some people dropped out of the songwriters thing like a week before it started, and they're like, "Hey, we have these open slots. You know, if anyone wants to do it, let me know." So, you know, I talked to my wife about it, and it wasn't inexpensive. You know, so I was like, "Hey, I really want to do this, and if I do this, I really want to be a songwriter. And if I don't, then I'll know." You know, and I went there, and I was sucked when I was there, and I sucked for months after. You know, but I slowly just chipped away at it. Like I said, you know, I just started writing real shit and trying to learn how to put chords to it, and that's what I'm doing now, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
So, Mayo, you've been quiet over there.
I'm all
We
right.
was,
Yeah,
asking,
yeah,
we,
it's
was asking Steven some questions. How'd you get started with Charley Crockett?
Man, through the Dallas scene,
Yeah.
just in Deep Ellum and playing around, same way, just getting out and meeting people and
Getting out doing the damn thing,
never-
making
yeah.
connections?
yeah. Bass player by the name of Patrick Smith plays with everybody under the sun, man. He's such a hard worker. Anyway, I remember playing with him and Nick Snyder back in the day, and they were just always both just super into the scene and just always playing and wanting to play with different people and learn different music and whatnot. So I started coming around to that and doing the blues jams with them. Charlie came in a few times, you know, in and out, just kind of poked his head in, and I knew as soon as I heard him, I was a fan, and
You're like,
I was a
this
fan
is
before I even met him, actually. So Pat was like, "Hey, I got this gig," and it was at Sambuca 360 in Dallas, and there was nobody there. There was just the bartender, the engineer running the sound, and it was a 3-hour gig. So we just did that gig, and right after that, we went to Fort Worth and played another show. So we played 2 gigs in one night. Leon Bridges came through and sat in with us, and that was amazing. So I remember after that gig, I was like, yeah, I could do this. You know, I'd love to keep going with this guy. So
You made friends with a bass player that had connections with everybody and played for a whole bunch of different bands, right?
bunch, bro.
That sounds really
Like
familiar.
that dude
man.
over there.
Yeah,
Well, I know.
just like
I know Patrick too, and
Right.
he's a real sweetheart of a
He is,
dude,
man.
and he
Of course
plays with everybody, and
Yeah.
just still out there killing it.
My favorite dude, man. Yeah, he's amazing. He's,
Yeah, that's-
Well,
multi-talented.
He
dude. Great
plays
drummer.
with Karina sometimes.
Yeah.
Karina.
What is it about
Grove.
bass?
Grove. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's my-
Everybody likes to give bass players shit, but dude,
They're wonderful people, in my
they're the
opinion.
coolest
yeah.
people in the band
Yeah,
most
bro.
of the time.
Yeah, it's funny. I opened for his other band, Old City Lights, that he has is amazing. Go check them out. I opened up for them last year, which is like the weirdest thing for me to open for that band because they're so amazing, and I was what I was a year ago, but it was still cool. And after they played, everyone was done. Mitchell Ferguson came up and played, and Luke came up
Yeah,
and played drums
yeah.
too, like this like after hours jam, and it like blew me away or whatever.
Yeah,
But
it's
Mitchell,
incredible.
we've been working on Mitchell too.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
have.
dates
He's
have not
awesome, man.
aligned. They've not aligned yet, but
it's funny, like between Brandon and Mayo, it's like totally a tie on like who the nicest, coolest, for no good reason why they're nice to you people in the Dallas, Fort Worth, Hunt County, wherever scene.
Stop
These two
hyping
dudes-
Brandon up.
I'm serious, man. Like you guys are like the most supportive people, and I don't know why, but I do appreciate it every time you are supportive. So
well, thank you. Well, the reason is because you're hard not to like. Get it?
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome. Take
Yeah,
that home.
thanks,
Put it in
man.
your back
Yeah.
pocket.
So is this the original genre you started in, the singer-songwriter Americana?
Yeah.
You said you played the drums, right?
Yeah, well, back then, yeah, it was like we were like a really horrible wannabe Pantera, Tool, you know, Chevelle, whoever was cool back then or whatever. Yeah, we had talented people, but we were nowhere near that, you know. And then people started having kids and getting married and all that stuff, so it all kind of split up, you know, going to college and stuff like that. So
Started in rock.
yeah,
Is that
Yes.
both of y'all?
I'm in Garland. Yeah, I grew up in Dallas, but yeah, in Garland is home now.
So did you start in like doing?
Oh, I'm sorry,
in
rock. I
music?
thought you meant,
Yeah.
I thought you were doing like rock wall, and like being that cool version of
Hell
starting
no.
rock.
Nobody calls
like rock
nobody calls rock wall.
Yeah, okay.
In the rock, baby.
I
find
started in
there-
Gar. I'm in
There's,
Gar.
there's definitely a trend of people going from the harder rock
Yeah.
metal into the Americana.
Yeah.
Nah, meet me in the rock.
Right.
Meet me in the
Yeah.
rock. baby.
I'm gonna start calling it that now.
Dal Rock.
Me too.
You're talking about Dallas.
Yeah, I was
Dal
telling
Rock
earlier,
being
Dow
the-
Rock Road is like it's the border between Dallas and Rockwall. Yeah, I didn't realize it was called that because of that reason until I was like 25 years old, and I've lived in the area my whole life.
I learned that just now.
No, there you
There
go.
you go. See,
What?
welcome.
That's the most self-explanatory road name I've ever heard in my
You
You
life.
would
never think about it.
You would think.
know?
now when you're from Gar.
Yeah, but like now, like if I try to play quiet on the drums, like I can't. I want to kick shit. I want to do double bass. I need to hit stuff. Like I try. I mean, I can do okay, but like I don't play enough to like be decent. But yeah, I've definitely given up on drums for the most part.
I started more like Latin music, salsa, cumbias, and stuff like that. I grew up in church also, gospel world, so I was all into the whatever it was, I guess the praise and worship at that time, but more in the like Spanish side of it, which was a lot cooler.
Right.
Just because it was like, you had the horn sections, you had the percussion, you had
Yeah.
everything, and it was just
Yeah, it's like a whole
so
orchestra
lively.
up on
Yeah,
the stage.
yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
So I grew up on that, and then kind of got into the
Yeah, I mean this
devil.
dude this dude can play with anybody, man. Like if you go see him live, especially like Old City Lights or even with Charley Crockett, anything he does, I mean, I told him before, like he does something like ghost notes and little things here and there that if you're looking, you'll see it or whatever. Like it makes the huge difference. It's the difference between a good drummer and a great drummer, and like he's that dude for that reason.
thank
So,
you.
The musicians picked that up.
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
for real. That's why when I heard him a year ago or so, I was like, if I ever record anything, I want you to play all my stuff. So we're gonna try to make that happen in 25.
bro.
So we'll see.
Can't wait. Yeah, man.
Y'all got anything? Josiah, you been fucking
What about
quiet
y'all?
over here.
How'd y'all
Josiah
start?
doesn't know what to do right now. It's first time on camera, so
This is inaugural.
the most well-spoken
inaugural,
person I know, and he's over here not saying anything.
No, so like a big thing with this podcast and like this area and everything, like everyone talks about like the music scene around here and like the love that like we give back and everything, and there is a bunch of younger artists and stuff that are upcoming and everything, and like in a more like intellectual like sense of like something that like you said you took your break from music and everything. What would you give like yourself now, knowing like your younger self, for those who are like upcoming and they're having them challenges of like, why do I, having those hiccups and everything, like what would you give to them, like advice to keep
I would say just keep doing it. I mean, even if you're not doing it to try to sell a million records, like just keep playing, because play for you. Play for you first is what I would tell anyone that wants to play music, especially if you're writing your own music. Play for yourself, man. And if you're true and honest and you're talking about real shit, people are gonna like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
I gotta ask Mayo one thing.
Sure.
This is random. This is real random, but you said you were coming up in that scene with Charley and Leon in the Deep Element. First of all, it's badass, but like, second of all, I gotta ask. So like, was Leon like that cool? Was he just like cool ass dude?
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
and he like,
I mean,
I've been told that. I've been
Chill,
told
bro.
that by some people, and it just fits, man. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
bet he was like a cool.
Yeah,
ass
I mean,
dude.
he,
Like,
didn't say much. He was just always
Yeah,
cool
didn't
and
say
laughing,
much, yeah.
smiling, just dancing with his drink in hand, and
just like, yeah, man, yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, then you get Charley to them two together. It's just all right, bro. I'm just sending all the guys home. Let the
yeah.
ladies are they got their eye on them. But no, man, they're both really good dudes, man. The sweetest guys. I could, Charley's the man. He's exactly
he's
what he
killer.
portrays. He's been through it all, man. So it's just really dope to ride
Yeah,
with him. and
he's one of those artists
be
that
a part of that,
he's up there and he's telling his story.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it so well.
Yeah.
When they do
Yeah.
it so well, it's like it's undeniable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
Yeah.
Every interview I've seen with Charley and everything, he just seems like the coolest dude. He don't give it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
chill,
It's just
man.
like
He's
he
like,
knows what
cool
the
as
hell
shit.
he's
Yeah.
doing, and
Yeah.
he's just doing his fucking thing, and everybody loves it.
Yeah.
For
Cool.
sure.
Yeah, he's great, man. And those guys put the miles in. I mean, Charley was in New York, New Orleans. Like he went to Paris for a while, went all over. And him and Mayo got together, and Mayo's traveled the world with him. It's crazy. Like I'll see posts where he's playing Red Rocks or he's playing in Australia or wherever. I'm like, I know that dude. he's from like down the street from where I grew up, man. It's
Fuck
crazy,
yeah.
So it like makes me super proud to know this guy.
But the cool thing is the appeal to Charley Crockett is that he's very authentic, and the
Yeah.
the stories that he tells, he's very much him. You
Right.
know?
For sure.
But I mean, going back to it, that's what sort of, turned me on to what you're doing. Is
Yeah.
it feels very authentic. It's not
Right.
tailored to a certain thing.
Yeah,
Which
like I
is
said,
really
it
cool.
really is for me. I mean, I tell stories about stuff that not everyone's willing to talk about, and I put it out there. And like I said, hopefully, if in a group of 100 people in the crowd or 10 people in the crowd, if it affects one person in a positive way or makes someone realize that someone else is going through the same kind of stuff, that's why I do what I do.
It always does. When it's authentic, it always
Right.
does.
Yeah.
So
I love the approach that Steven kind of, how he rides. It's like, I remember when we first started playing together, I was like, I don't hear like full big drums on his stuff. I kind of like the way he's singing it, he's talking about it almost, and like truly telling a story and like a singer songwriter type thing. So I was
Yeah.
like, I feel like just when I approach your music, I just felt like it should be like the way we just did it, like cajon, shaker,
Yeah.
real nice and easy,
Right.
campfire type thing.
Story
I just
forward,
feel-
Yeah.
I just
for
feel
sure.
like-
for sure.
And that's what I said. That's what I love about what he does, because like he knows how to use all the shakers and all the other percussion instruments to make stuff sound really cool and really grab your attention. So like that's what I love about what he does. So
it does feel good.
Thank you, brother.
It feels very
You
good.
too, man. That's bass work, too.
Well, guys, is there anybody y'all want to shout out before we wrap things up?
Man, so I mean, all the guys in here, have been great, been very supportive. I think another guy that's not here that I can't not mention is Zach Romo. That guy's been super supportive.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I know he's like the big dog out here in Hunt County, or one of them. I'll say he's one of them.
That's
and
the
Michael
dog.
Summers-
But he'll never admit it. He'll
yeah,
never admit
I know. Michael Summers is another guy. So when
Absolutely.
the first time I ever did an open mic was with Cody Cresswell. It was Cody Cresswell's open mic, but he wasn't the host that week. It was Kenneth Waters.
it. Okay,
and then-
Dub.
And then Cody was the host the next two times. So that was back in like 23, whatever year it was. But they were like all like 2 months apart. So I did like 3 open mics in like 6 months, 5 or 6 months or whatever. And then the following February, I started going to Sweetwater. The first time I've ever been there. And I was going to Native Station before, but it's the first time I ever went to Sweetwater. And Michael Summers is the first guy that was the host up there that I met. Never knew him before, never heard him before, but like super supportive, cool guy, And like I said, eventually met Zach. I didn't know who any of those guys were. I was playing out there for 4 or 5 months before I really kind of figured out who's who and whatever. But like I saw Mayo on the way out here, I was like, I somehow stumbled into like a really cool music scene. And the reason I came out this far, I live in Rowlett, so I came out here because I was like, if I go out here and just eat shit, I don't know anybody. I can just go home and put my guitar on Craigslist and call it good. You know what I mean? And so I did it for a while. Like I kept coming back, and it wasn't great, but I thought I was getting a little bit better here and there. And
Now everybody took you in like family.
yeah, man. I mean, you guys really did, and I really do appreciate it, man. It's been great. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in charge of wrapping this up. I do the intros. I fuck those up. I always do the outros real good. But real quick before I do close this out, I want to shout something out that you did a little while back at Sweetwater, the Sunday Songwriters thing.
yeah, man. Yeah,
It's badass. I love that idea.
yeah.
And so, I mean, you haven't done it again yet, have you?
No, not yet. No.
Oh, cool. We're going to set that up again.
Yeah, man. Sounds good.
And because I love that idea, absolutely. And I
Yeah.
mean, if we get this drop before then, we can help. If this helps promote it in any way,
Yeah, and just real quick, the idea of that is it's like on a Sunday afternoon. Most musicians aren't playing Sunday afternoons for the most part, and so it's like getting a bunch of songwriters together and just hanging out and just playing songs.
no covers, all original.
Yeah, no covers, all originals, no mics, no anything, just acoustic guitar and your voice.
But you got to be okay with people critiquing it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
it, absolutely. That's the point of it.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna help you set that up again because
All
that
right.
was one
Sounds
of
good.
the coolest fucking ideas.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Cool. All right, so this is real fun. Mayo, it's very nice to
Well,
meet you
thank y'all
tonight.
for having me.
Steven, you a homie. I'm gonna book you some shows too. Also, when we get off this. All right, thank y'all for tuning in to
There you
another
go.
quick episode of Truth Tall Tales and Whiskey.